and talk about how I picked up the girl, go into how I invited her out on the date, and just kind of go through some of the, honestly, what'll probably be most beneficial is I'll just sprinkle in what I did with what I observed AZD doing. I'll specify those things because it's going to be best if I get clear on really the things that stood out to me what AZD did, that were kind of out of the matrix. When you watch AZD's game, or if you go to the clubs with him, even if you listen to his lectures or whatever, a lot of his game is counterintuitive because the strategy of most guys when it comes to mating and dating and that is really bad. And you don't even know how bad it is until you see someone who's really good at it. And then you're like, oh, fuck. Mine was really bad. Until then, you think you got game. Guys everywhere, like 90% of them think they got game. Do you guys know that 90% of the guys I communicate with on TikTok and Instagram think they got game? You guys know that? They don't need help with game. Dating's good. They're good, bro. Hey, we're good. I'm good. I'm talking to a girl. I've been married for 16 years. I'm good, bro. I'm practicing celibacy, but I'm good. I got lots of women around me. Those literally say shit like that. Bro, I've never met a man who's practicing semen retention or celibacy that has any game. And the women they have around them have hairy upper lips and they're overweight and, they smell like armpit. I just haven't met it otherwise. I've heard of guys, but, so many degrees of separation. I don't even know if the rumors are true. So real game is what AZD is teaching. The IMC method is real game. It's not just the conversations that you have with the woman in the moment when you're in front of her or on the phone or over text, but it's a strategy of living so that when you're in front of the woman, you have a confidence in how you made your money. You have a confidence in how you've lived your life, how you take care of yourself. You have a confidence and certainty in how to relate with your friends, with your parents and other people. You have one of the most profound teachings that I've gained from AZD in the last month or so, I forget exactly when it happened, was the idea that confidence is just knowing what to do. Confidence is just knowing, and in the grand scheme of things, of living here on this planet, knowing what to do essentially means knowing right from wrong. If you know for sure in every situation right from wrong, you'll have absolute confidence in that situation. You won't be doubting yourself, hesitating. So it's a bit of a fairy tale, I think, to believe that you're just going to grow up, be an adult, and you're going to know right from wrong in every situation. It's an ideal, and we'd like to think that, but the truth is you're going to grow up through a whole education system, teachers, parents, church, everything that's going to instill wrong ideas and wrong conclusions in you, and you're not even going to be aware of your habits as you get older. That's what we see. That's one of the most profound things about body language. When you come and it's something that you can kind of learn a little bit online, but in person, it's just reality shattering. When it's pointed out to you how your body language is, it's pointed out to you what her body language is and what it really means. Guys are so numb. It's like if you were hard of hearing and you couldn't really hear what people were saying to you, it'd be hard to communicate. And if you were numb to people's body language and what it means, it would be hard to communicate, given that most communication is nonverbal. There's always communication happening if you're in the proximity of a person, and they don't have to make a sound. Just their vicinity to you, their geographical closeness to you means something. It could mean they're completely ignorant, don't even notice you, but if they're aware of you, then whatever their body position is means something. It represents what you mean to them. You could be a threat, you could be a non-threat, an entity, a non-entity. You could be attractive, unattractive. You could be a nobody or a somebody. Their body language will say something of how they feel towards you. And now if you get closer and you're in dialogue with them, of course, their body, scratching, winking, licking their lips, breathing slightly deeper, crossing their legs this way or that way, just any general discomfort. Bro, it's infinitely nuanced. But you have, people don't have instincts. Humans weren't born with instincts. The only instinct that you might say that they have is they have the ability to learn language. They don't know how to make a nest. They don't grow up knowing how to build a house or pay their taxes or even talk. They're not going to spontaneously develop language. They have to learn language. But what they have is the brain, the certain kind of brain that can learn language. There's other animals that even have bigger brains than humans, but they can't learn our language because they don't have the brain circuitry proper to match human language. So we have an instinct to learn language, and most language is body language. Most of the rest of language is tonality language. The rest is language, like words, verbal language. So you have in you the instinct and capacity to be aware of body language, to perceive everything down to the most minute distinction. Just like if you were a poet or a writer or something, you would have minute distinctions in words. Change one word and you change the whole fucking chapter. You know, it could all hinge on that one key word of, you know what I mean? So same with body language and seduction. And that's what the event so much today that we're going over, which was a date that happened 2 nights ago, about 48 hours ago. AZD and myself, we pick up these dancers, different timelines, different seductions. He's got his own thing. So I pick her up, get her number, text. She's not very responsive, actually. Meet again in another club. Interact for like an hour and a half. You know, these are strippers, and I've invested probably somewhere less than $150 in this girl at the club, over 3 interactions with her. And which, considering that she spent like 5 hours with me, I mean, she'd make more money doing other shit. It's basically just, what's the word? It's not consent, but basically acknowledging that you're here working. You would be making 60 or 100 or more dollars an hour if you were just walking around talking with chumps. But you're sitting here talking with me because you're interested in this conversation. Here's $20. Here's another $10. Next time I go to a different club. So honestly, I probably paid her over like around $100 over 5 hours or so of interacting with her at the club. Have her number, messaging back and forth. We made some plans. I canceled on her. That was last Sunday, the Sunday that we needed a day of rest and we didn't go to a show. She was ready to go and I was like, we're not going. Then message again. She doesn't message. She doesn't reply. She's really bad at replying. But you know, the proof is in the pudding. So she went out with me on Sunday. It was a great date, very respectful, didn't talk to any of the guys. I didn't have to correct her once. Was not offensive, just like dressed like a stripper. I mean, she was dressed like a whore. And she looked good. But, you know, didn't violate at all. And it wouldn't have been a big violation. She's not my woman. But interacting with the other guys didn't even happen. Very pleasant, funny. We laughed a lot. And, of course, we're in touch communication the whole time. The whole time. There was like, in 5 hours of being around each other, there was probably less than 5 minutes that we weren't touching. Maybe 10 minutes that we weren't touching in some way. A handhold, hand on the arm, hand on the thigh, a hug. At the end of the night, we ended up smashing. Like, that was, you know, they say don't kiss and tell, but I'm not telling you who it is. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who it is. You should just know that she trusted me enough, knowing I have a woman. I have 2 women. My women knowing that I was going out with a stripper. I've gone out with many strippers, but this is the one that, first one in Vegas, that goes all the way with me. Good for her. Lucky her. You know, what I tell her before we go out is what you're going to experience tonight is remarkable on earth. That you will be in the center of 8 to 10 guys, I didn't know how many guys were going to show up, that are all tough, all fighters, all hustlers, all looking good, not communicating with each other's women, walking through the casino dangerous. Nobody's going to fuck with you. It would take a whole SWAT team to get to you in the center of our group. So you can just relax and be on my arm. Right? Okay. Okay, I got messages coming through. So there are last minute signups for this training. So I'll go into what I observed AZD. AZD's had a similar game. Got from the same club. He was actually talking to this other girl from that club. They were almost girlfriend, boyfriend. They were in love. But it didn't pan out, you know, and on the day it didn't pan out. This is how it happens. In this strategy of game, it happens left and right. If Benny hits me up before both of you, I'll buy from him. Okay, Powerhouse is a funny character. Funny character, that guy. Love to hate that guy. Hate to love that guy. It's a love-hate thing. But righteous. Man, can't wait for that guy to come out with us. So, he's in love with this guy on the day, in this game, when it falls through with one girl, but you've been righteous and you've been spreading your goodness and you've got a lot of girls that you're talking with and you're not lying to anybody. You're living a clean life, just a clean, honest, righteous player's life. Then it's almost like clockwork, bro. It's like what goes up must come down. When one girl falls through and doesn't follow through with her commitment with you that she's going down that line, another girl right away presents herself and goes right into that hole, that vacancy that was left. So that's what happened. So he's all in love with this girl. And on the day it doesn't work out is the day this other girl, who he'd already interacted with, but he was dating this other girl. So he had formed a friendship with her. Very important if you're going to date a 9 or a 10. In this way, if you're going to have multiple relationships, long-term relationships, you got to be friends. So that's so much of what the pickup and the foundation of getting these girls out with us and closing the deal and everything is there's a friendship. I genuinely like the girl. I think she genuinely likes me. I don't think she'd do all of that and jump through all these hoops and everything. All I did was buy her ticket, and I bought her 1 tequila drink. No, 2. She got a fucking... we were there for a lot of hours, so I got her a second drink. And a popcorn. So all together, maybe $100. That was the date. For a fine girl that comes home with me, 100% compliant, 100% obedient, all the way through. Oh, and I sent her home in an Uber, which was like $15. Okay, so $115 for my date. Never mind, I paid $500 to $510 technically to Kingpin, but $500 to AZD to sit in the back seat so that he's in the front seat with his 10, and we're just, soaking up the vibes of the front seat. There's no interaction. As soon as my girl gets in the car, they say, hi, and they do their whole thing. Oh, I didn't know you were coming today. Because they didn't know each other were going on a date, but they know each other from the same strip club. I've never seen these girls interact with each other. But they're all friendly and perfect with each other. And then there's separation. The front seat doesn't even interact with the back seat, except here's the directions. Go left, go right, here, 4 miles forward, this, that. But the vibes, the affection that AZD has in the front seat, and he'll be breaking it down. What he's going through, the frames that he gives the girl, all the lead up. He had also about 5 hours of interactions with this girl leading up to this date. And then the date's 5 more hours. So there's the 10-hour rule. Remember that rule? Something like that, 7 to 10 hours? Mystery method. Anybody pick up? Anybody out there? Nah. All right. Okay, guys, we're wrapping it up the last few minutes. I see there's like 10 or 12 of you on, just watching, enjoying this. Hope you enjoyed. The link is in the bio on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube. Just go to my previous live stream video. The link is there. How to get a 10 to fall in love with you on the first date. It's a solid... The way that we were out with these girls, I can really speak for myself, not so much for AZD. I saw some incredible things. The results are in the proof is in the pudding, right? I was in the backseat. I saw the rapport. I heard the sound of it. I know what happened. She spent the night. Easy peasy. Everything's aligned. Perfect. The rapport and the trust and the compliance of these girls is more than I see almost all relationships that have been together for years. How to build that level of trust and rapport and comfort where you're comfortable with each other, where she is listening to your orders. Now, you're not giving her an order like dropping in me 20 push-ups. She might have done that. She might not. I don't know. I'm giving her a reasonable compliance test, but she's complying with every single one. You know, like a good girl. Turning a hoe into a housewife. That's Captain Save a Hoe, Captain Yogi Chris. All right? That's not why they call me Captain, but whatever. I banged the Vegas stripper. You good luck even talking to her at the strip club. Okay, so the link is in the bio, guys. It's $137. It's a 2 or 2.5 hour seminar that's about to start in 10 minutes. It's on Zoom. It also comes with a 3-page document of notes that I've taken from this event and the last 5 events with AZD. So it's a 3-page a Google Doc. It's not a PDF. So you get a quick summary of what he's covered in the last 5 dates before this date. So this is the 6th one. All right? I don't see any questions came in. If you have any questions, DM real quick. I'll check the DMs. I'll see you guys on the next stream. Praise the Lord. Be the best. Fuck the rest.